Hello, welcome to Mark's garage. I've come to the garage today. It's very cold today, but I haven't come out for very long. I just wanted to test something. I want to, at some point, have a go at reworking the Speedo because it reads much too fast at the moment. I remagnetized the magnet and I think I've made it too strong, so the Speedo reads much too fast. So what I need is some way of calibrating it. Now, on that Speedo, right down somewhere at the bottom there, it should say made in England. Somewhere it should say 1,000 on it. Not sure where it says it. I know it says it because I've seen it. Anyway, it is 1,000. I think it's 1,000. I'll have to check. Oh, it says it on the back. So that is 1,000 cable revolutions per mile. The easiest way of kind of calibrating it. So if that cable was doing 1,000 revs per minute, a mile a minute is 60 miles an hour. So if you turn the cable at 1,000 RPM, it would read 60 miles an hour. So here I have a lathe and it has various speeds. If you turned it at 1,000 RPM, it would be 60 miles an hour. So if you turned it at 500 RPM, it would be 30 miles an hour. Well, this lathe will do 508 RPM, which is close. And if it was doing 750, it would be 45 miles per hour. 3/4 of 1,000, 3/4 of 60, 45. So that's just over 30, that's 45. So how accurate is my lathe? Well, now you can get apps for the phone, but I'm not that much of a techno geek. I don't actually know how to use them, if you have to pay for them or what. They're probably free, but you get adverts and things. But I could put an app on the phone and use that to measure the RPM of the lathe. But where's the fun in that? Here I have a Hasler RPM counter, a tachometer. It's made in Switzerland and it is beautifully made. And what you do, you press the little button to reset it, and then you hold it against the rotating thing, and then you press that button and let it go, and then it will count and read off RPM. So let's use this to see what the lathe is doing. I think I can do it while holding the phone, so it should be okay. So let's give it a go. Okay, let's start the lathe. Let's put it on 500, which is CD. So I've moved the tools out of the way. Let's start it up and take a reading. Sudden noise warning. Check for chuck key. Press. Okay. 535. Good. I'll just change the gears. Hang on, let's have a look. 750 BE. So that one goes to E. That one goes to B. B, E. Ready, stand back. 780. Just a fraction over 780. Okay. So, knowing the speed of the lathe, I mean, it's a little bit out, but at least it's consistent that it is running faster than it says. And I know the true speeds. I can use that to calibrate the Speedo when the time comes. I need some parts yet. So this has given me just a little bit of a basic understanding. Okay, right. Anyway, I thought you might enjoy seeing this little device in use. And you know, it's a nice bit of equipment, isn't it? Okay, thanks a lot then. I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Hello, welcome to Mark's Garage on a cold January afternoon. I'm messing with something that I only have the vaguest grip on, and that is to do with magnetism. I'm going to try and repair my Speedo in the car, and to repair it I'm going to try and demagnetize it. And I thought, oh, I'll get some wire and a transformer and mess about with mains electricity, you know, alternating current. But I didn't know, but there's an alternative method. Now there's a YouTuber called Mark Presling. Excuse me, Mark, if I've got that name wrong. He's an Australian guy, and he's on. He is known in the machinist sort of, you know, community on YouTube, and he showed a demagnetizing method that I thought, oh, that looks doable. And I thought, and he showed a tool that he'd made, and I thought, I'll make a tool, because what's happened is I magnetized the thing in the Speedo, but it's too strong. So I need to demagnetize it and remagnetize it. At least that's what I think I need to do. So to start off, I need a demagnetizing tool. So right now I'll show you what I made. First of all, I needed some magnets. So I ordered these little neodymium magnets. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong as well. 8mm by 3mm, 20. I can't remember how much they were. They were like £3.50 or something like that. Relatively cheap. A lot of them are quite expensive, but these ones happen to be particularly cheap. I'll show you what I've done. I've made this tool. I took this plastic piece here, which was the backing piece from a polishing mop that fell apart when I used it recently, when I polished the paint on this car. And what I've done, I've took one of my rubber blanks from when I make the oil filter seals, and I've glued it onto the base. Rather, I punched 6 holes in it, glued it onto the base, and then glued 6 of the magnets in. So as these arrive, they're stacked up like this. So here's the magnets. You have to arrange these kind of north, south, north, south, north, south. Yeah, the opposites attract, don't they? So it's north, south, north, south, north, south, north, south. So when I put them in, I did sort of face up, next one face down, next one face up, next one face down, next one face up, next one face down, sort of thing. So I've got 3 pairs of magnets there, north, south, north, south, north, south. It doesn't matter which one's which, as long as they're opposite, 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 opposite. And there's the things. So I've just done an experiment, and it does work, because what you have to do, this screwdriver is magnetised. Normally it's magnetised, it's a magnetised screwdriver. But if it's magnetised, if you apply a quickly reversing magnetic current to it, it demagnetises it. So I'll demonstrate that for you. So this at the moment isn't magnetised. See? It isn't magnetised. So let's magnetise it. Here's my stick of magnets. That should magnetise it. Okay. That is magnetised. You just see me pick those pieces up. So let's now go and demagnetise it. Again, I got this idea from Mark Presling. He did say it wasn't his idea, he got it from somewhere else, so it's kind of an idea that's just floating about basically, but I thought I'd try it. Okay, sudden noise warning. I'm aware that I've got loose clothes here, so I'm being very careful. So you have to withdraw it, you know, about a foot away, about 300 mil away. Turn the lathe off. It's rather noisy. That's quite a fast speed though. It's like 750 revs a minute. So there's my test pieces. Not magnetic. Again, I only have a very scratchy grip on this subject. So what I'm going to do now is take the Speedo out, strip it down and demagnetize the magnet, and then I'll remagnetize the magnet and then test it and see if it's low or high. If it's low, I'll try and magnetize it again, you know, see if I can give it a bit more. I don't know, this is where I don't know now. I will demagnetize it and remagnetize it, but hopefully not as strong as I did it the first time. Okay, I'll bring you back when I get to that stage. Okay, I've set the lathe on 250 revs and it's running backwards. AE. Here's my speed. I just took it out of the car. 1000 RPM should be 60 mile an hour. 250 should be 15 mile an hour. What does that say? That's reading 40. So it's like 3 times as strong as it should be, virtually, almost. 2.5 to 3 times. Okay, so we've got an idea, haven't we? So if I change the speed to 508 CD, hang on. So you have to turn the spindle. So let's do that again. Reverse. That ought to read round about 80. Yeah. So when it's reading, because when I was just driving down the road it was reading 80, because that's the speed where you ought to be doing around about 30. Okay. At least it goes back to 0 nice and cleanly. I'll get it stripped down and I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Okay, I've got the magnet assembly out of the Speedo, so I'm going to put the demagnetizer back in. I can still pick things up with it. A tiny bit. Now, I watched a video where a guy magnetised one, and from memory he used about maybe five of those little magnets, and did it each end. Let's just try 3. Okay. So this end will go there and that other end will go there, so let's just I think this is how you do it. Oh, I wasn't on screen then. I did this on the other end. Then I turned it round and did it on the other end, so hopefully that's got some magnetism now. That's picked that up now. I'll partially reassemble the Speedo and test it then. Well, this is on 750 RPM BE, so it should be around about 45 mile an hour. Okay, that was reading about 25. So the theory is right. The magnetism was too strong before. It's not strong enough now. So I need to give it a bit more with the magnets. Okay, I'll dismantle it again and give it another go. Okay, with the mark. So north is the one with the mark there. That's north. That's south. Now I think what you have to do, could be wrong, but you stroke the north one with the south end of the south end. So stroke, 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 and then I'll turn them both round. I'm not on the film, am I? Stroke, 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 stroke. So they've both had 4 strokes of the magnet. Now does this seem stronger? Hang on, let's get a more general view. Not much I wouldn't say, but it might be. Hard for me to tell. I can't tell other than by reassembling it and giving it another spin. Okay, back in a couple of minutes. That's reading about 38. It ought to be reading about 45. Because you don't want it reading slow, do you, Speedo? You know, you want it to read fast if anything. So I'll do it again with a few more magnets on the stick. Let's double check the poles again. Right, can you see? Let's just bring this down a bit. So that's the north. Yeah, that is north. And that's south. That's 6 little magnets. Here's 8. Here's 8 little magnets. That's south. That's north. So that one there is north. So let's get this one here. That's north. That's south. Stroke, 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 stroke. Turn this round. Turn this round. Stroke, 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 stroke. Yeah, what can I do? I'm just experimenting, aren't I? I'll just give it another go now. It's reading about 55. I wonder if I can do it without dismantling it. I might just try holding it close to the demagnetizer. What's the worst that can happen? I'll completely bugger it up and have to start again, but I'm getting the idea now. You know, I don't know what that will have done, if anything. Let's try that. Lathes are great, aren't they? That didn't do anything. Let me try it again. That was reading just short of 50. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. No, it wants to be a bit weaker, doesn't it? But it did weaken it, I think. So let me just do it once more. Do it. Okay, I am going to leave it at that now. Well, that was reading about 45, about 46, and this lathe does run slightly faster than it says, so I'm gonna, or maybe I could just move the needle around a little bit on the thing. Yeah, I might do that actually. Yeah, what I've been doing, just so that you are aware, is there's a, actually there's a mark there, look, and I'm a little bit off my mark, so hang on, let me readjust the needle. I think my needle might have got bumped round. That's reading a fraction over 40, so that's okay, I think. And if you think about it, the Speedo will read fast because I've got small tyres on, so it will read fast anyway. So there we are, great, brilliant. So I will finish assembling it then, and I'll get it back in the car. Okay, righto, I'll bring it back when there's more to show. Okay, right, that's back together. Right. Okay, that's back together. I'll get it in the car and see if I can, you know, just see how it turns out, and I can check it against the sat nav on the phone. Can you see just under there? There's 1,000. I was looking for that the other day and I couldn't see it. I thought I must have. I knew I'd seen it somewhere. It's just hidden behind the dial. You know, you can't see it when you're looking from here. Okay, I'll bring it back when there's more to show. But I think that might be it for today. So probably tomorrow. Oh blimey, look at me miles an hour thing. That's no good, is it? Oh dear, what have I done? Yeah, I need to I'm going to lose like 10,000 miles if I'm not careful here. Let me carefully get that back in line. That's better. That's good. I think that's how it was. I think it was 75,000 and something. That's better. Okay, back in a bit. Hello. As you know, I've been working on this Speedo, trying to get it to read accurately in the car. I have it very close. You can see that the needle is aligned with that mark there. That mark on the cup. What happened was the needle was around a little bit, so it gave me a false reading. So I was demagnetizing it to make it work less effective, and I've gone a little bit too far, and it reads very slightly slow now. I'd rather have it reading slightly fast. I went out in the car and I wasn't able to film it, but we were able to have the Speedo and the sat nav on the phone, and you know, the sat nav was reading 30 and the Speedo was reading like 29. It was very close. It was just slightly slow, and it needs to be just slightly quick. So what I'm going to do is use the lathe again, use 750 RPM as a guide, look to see what it reads, and then do something to it to make it read very slightly faster. I think I need to remagnetize it a little bit. Okay, that's got some magnetism. Getting somewhere now. Look, that's reading 60. Okay, I need to slowly demagnetize it now back to about 45. It's reading just over 50. I don't know if that's any better or not. I think that's actually about okay. Just turned it that way very slightly. It was reading about like that then, about 46, about there, and the needle is more or less in line with the pointer there, with that thing there. I hope it, you know, I am fiddling it a tiny bit, but I think basically I've done enough messing about now. My problem now will be how to rig it up in the car where I can film me driving along and film the sort of sat-nav reading. Okay, but let me work on that and I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Well, I'm doing a test of the speedometer. I've rebuilt it all, recalibrated it using my lathe, and I'm checking it now against the sat-nav. What I want it to do is to just read slightly fast, which it is doing, but possibly a little bit too much. My Citroen, you know, modern car, constantly reads 3 miles an hour fast. So let's see what we've got here then. Okay. Yeah, I'm about, that's 30 miles an hour. No, it's not, 28. Let's wait till we can drive along at a steady speed. I'm reading 3 or 4 miles an hour fast at 30. That says 30 on the sat-nav, and I'm reading about, actually that says 31 now, and I'm reading about 34, so that's not too bad. I'm reading about 41 on the Speedo, got 30 on number one thing is it's reading, it's working. So that's a vast improvement at not working. And when I first got it working, it was reading miles over, but I've got it at least reasonable now. Yeah. Should we look see if we can go up the motorway? Ain't got any more gears. Speedo was brand new, you know, with the factory calibration, the smaller tyres have made the Speedo read faster than they. Does feel like you're thrashing it though when you're doing 50. Okay. Righto, that's going to conclude this little series of repairing the Speedo then. Thanks very much for joining me in the garage. I hope you found it interesting. I found it interesting. I was really on a learning curve. I had to buy some magnets, I had to buy a compass, but you know, I learnt a lot about how they work, what you have to do. You can magnetize it, you can over magnetize it, you can demagnetize it. The top mechanism has to be really free to rotate. It was tight and I had to adjust that, the end flow, to get that to move. And now it works great. I could tweak it down a little bit, but I'm going to leave it, I think. Yeah, I feel like I've learnt a lot about Speedos. And I hope you've enjoyed following along. It's been a bit drawn out. Hopefully I can condense it down to a reasonable length. Hopefully I've condensed it down to a reasonable length of video. But thanks very much for joining me in the garage. Thanks for joining me while we're tinkering on the old Ford Anglia. And thanks for subscribing, thanks for leaving a comment. Take care, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers then, bye.